Hey, I want to show you 3 different ways to answer behavioral questions using the STAR method. I've been teaching this framework to all of my clients, and when they go into their interviews, their interviewers have been so impressed with their answers that they're literally getting offered the job. So let me walk you through this and show you how you can do it too. So what we're going to do is talk about the STAR behavioral method, where you talk about a situation or a task, an action, and a result. So in this case here, we're going to describe a situation in which you had to make a compromise. So the first part here is we talk about a situation. Now this can be a situation or a task, not both. And some people get that mixed up, where they talk about a situation and then a task and then an action and a result, but that's wrong. It's a situation or a task or a problem, either way. So in this case, we're a primary contractor for a bridge construction project. And this is actually a real question, dude. This is a real problem one of my clients had. Now our estimators, they underestimated the materials requirement and they underbid the job. So that's setting up the situation or the problem. And here, I thought the estimation was low, but I approved it anyway. Then the next thing that we want to do is we want to go into the action. This is where we talk about what we did. And in this case, we were halfway through the project and we were running out of money. And we had some cold weather delays. We had a junior labor force. That's what you get for hiring cheap labor. And that just kind of skyrocketed the cost of the project. So the project's running out of money. So the bridge was supposed to have a bike lane, but we had to abandon the bike lane because, well, we had to cut some costs. And then we had to work with the city officials to get that approved. So then the next thing that we want to do is we want to talk about the result. Now this is what happened. In this case here, we say the city approved our change and they allowed us to complete the project without the bike lane. Ta-da, problem solved. But, it came with some stipulations where, future projects, they had to go through some extra scrutiny before they could submit a bid. No problem. But literally, this is the simple framework that you want to use. And the key to making this work is that you tie your result back to your situation. There's so many times where people just talk about a situation or a problem, but when they actually get to the result, the problem's not resolved or it's something different. So make sure when you use the STAR method that you connect the result back to the situation to bring it full circle. Otherwise, you're going to leave your interviewer with an open loop. So let me show you how to answer the same question using the same framework, but just changing it up a little bit. So normally, in the last example, we talked about the situation, we talked about the action, then we talked about the result. But what you can do if you want, if it makes sense for your story, you can tell the result first. So you might just say that, you were working, there was a time where you almost went bankrupt. Oh my gosh, what happened? And then you can jump up and then you can go into the situation and then you can tell them what you did to resolve the situation. So let me show you the third way to answer this question using the same framework. What you can do is, again, if it makes sense for the question, you can talk about the action first. You can tell them that you were working on a project where you had to make some huge cost cuts. Oh my gosh, what did you have to do? And then you can go up to the situation and explain that, and then you can come back down to the result. Or if you want to, from the action, you can just jump right to the result, and then you can circle back up and tell the situation. And if you've noticed, some movies will do this as well. A movie will start off with, they'll show you something that happened, ba-bam! And then the movie goes backwards from there and kind of tells the story of how they got to the result, how they got to the conclusion. So you can do the same thing when you're telling your answer, because behavioral questions are requiring a story from you, and stories sell. So the better your story, the more drama that's in your story makes it more impactful, makes it more memorable, and that's what is going to get interviewers excited about you. If you just go in there and you just give them just a real humdrum, boring version of what you did, it's just going to fall flat and it's not going to be memorable. But if you just spice it up a little bit, change the order, do whatever, you can make a much bigger splash in your interview, and your interviewer is going to recognize that, and that's going to bring you closer to getting the job. So I do have some more questions you can download. My gift to you, you can get them right here in this book from jobtips.pro. Just put in your name, email address, tell me where to send it. I'll get it right out to you. And if you want me to be your coach, your guide, and help you work through behavioral questions and craft out your answers, I'm more than happy to do that with you. Just book a call with me. Go to bookdon.vip, and I'll see you on the other side.